Throughout the last few decades, organic food has been a popular topic of conversation. With the healthcare costs at unprecedented prices and the damage that we are seeing in the earth and environment around us, it makes a person wonder if there is a good way to help improve both. Organic foods and products, which are made with no harsh chemicals, pesticides, or without damaging the environment, are not only a growing trend, but it is rapidly becoming necessary to figuring out how to improve lives of Americans as well as people around the world. People will argue that pesticides and chemicals have little to no effect on humans in small doses. But what happens when everything you are buying and consuming are injected with these dangerous chemicals? Turns out that Americans are consuming more than just a small dose of these dangerous pesticides and chemicals, that we are now beginning to feel the effects, and they are not good. Before the 1950s, organic products were normal. They were not called organic because it was just what everyone ate. This was a time when many people had their own gardens and slaughtered their own meat. It wasn't until after the 1950s that chemicals and pesticides were beginning to be widely used. Through chemical farmers and producers, they were able to get their crops to consumers at a faster rate with less labor. During the last decade and even farther back, the effects of chemicals used in food production and farming have become more closely watched. Government agencies such as the United States Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agencies are mandating use of chemicals and pesticides and are studying the effects of such chemicals at a higher rate. So I'm sure you all know what organic foods are, but I'm sure you are still left in the dark about fundamental basics. So what exactly is organic? Organic farmers apply techniques first used thousands of years ago, such as crop rotation and the use of composed animal manure and green manure crops, in ways that are chemically sustainable in today's world, according to the USDA. Pesticides, herbicides, and other synthetics are not used. Animals are fed organic foods as well. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture in 2010, organic foods were made up of 4.2% of all U.S. retail food sales. Ever wonder who actually certifies our organic foods and if it's actually trustworthy? Don't worry, before a product can be labeled organic, a government-approved certifier inspects the farm where the produce is grown, and the farmer is following all the rules necessary to meet the USDA organic standards. Also, companies that handle or process organic foods before it gets to your local supermarket or restaurant must be certified as well. There's a $10,000 per item fine for anyone who is knowingly selling non-organic products labeled with the USDA organic seal. These tight regulations allow us consumers to be confident that we are strictly only buying organic foods. We can thank our nonprofit organization called the Environmental Work Group to inform us health-conscious consumers that the top 12 vegetables and fruits that you should only buy organic. Fun fact, this year's top produce was apples. There are a number of pros for eating organically. Pesticide avoidance is one of them. The U.S. standards for certifying organic produce and meats prohibit the use of insecticides, fungicides, and herbicides. The farmers are not able to claim organic status until the land on which the produce and livestock are grown has been pesticide-free for the past 3 years prior to harvest. By eating organic, you will consume far fewer pesticides that may negatively affect your health. Celery, peaches, strawberries, apples, nectarines, blueberries, spinach, and red bell peppers contain the highest pesticide contamination according to the Environmental Working Group. When it comes to organic food, your nutrition will reap the benefits as well. You will gain higher levels of antioxidants, vitamin C, and phenolic compounds in organic fruits compared to non-organic. Many of the pesticides used on non-organic crops and livestock seep into the ground, polluting our groundwater and soil. This contamination causes a problem for wildlife as well as the fish that are living in the contaminated waters. Now that I have addressed all the pros and statistics that come with buying organic, The only question that remains is, where do you get it? Your first order of business should be searching online for local health food stores. Another great source of organic foods is local farmer markets. They are packed with fresh produce. A just picked tomato is way better than a tomato that has traveled thousands of miles before reaching the supermarket shelf. Also, grocery stores like Kroger, Walmart, Walgreens, etc. are now introducing USDA certified organic foods to better suit the demands of the new large and in charge organic buyers. It is through research and taking time to discover what benefits you can receive through buying and using organic products that will ultimately be healing the earth and, more importantly, human health. It may be a task that seems almost too large to tackle, but starting out small can be a wonderful and highly beneficial task. If we all start to go by the buy fresh and buy local movement, I believe we will all discover overall happiness and healthiness. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that next time you are at the grocery store or driving by a local farmer's market that you remember all the benefits that I shared with you today about organic foods and make the right choice. It's never too late to make a change for the better.